Recording in progress.
We are now being joined by Bellator middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi. Nolan, go ahead.
Gegard, congratulations on the successful title defense. How did it feel in there? How are you feeling coming out of that one?
I feel good, no injuries.
Short and sweet. I guess the fight itself, did it play out the way that you expected, or did it kind of surprise you anything?
Well, I knew I was physically strong, but I knew I was the faster guy. I knew at some points he will have to bring the fight to me, but I stayed calm in the first round. I'm not slippery. He's still strong, so I didn't take chances to get up right away, but I could have. Don't get me wrong. I was physically definitely the stronger guy, even though I look skinny.
It seemed like after that initial takedown he had in the
Where's
first...
the Monster Energy drink sponsorship? We asked them a couple times. They don't sponsor me. There's my manager. Monster Energy drink. I'm not gonna say anything bad about you guys.
Yeah, hopefully they're watching. But after that,
I'm thirsty anyway.
After that initial takedown he had in round one, it seemed like those knees to the body you hit him with, just your pace really slowed him. Did you feel him getting tired in there?
Well, you know, in the weigh-ins, you know, when you look someone in the eye, you can say a lot. You can see a lot. So I knew if I would make him difficult, he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go the full yard. Is that the American term? Full yard? He wouldn't go all the way. So I knew if I would just put my game on it, he would just find a way out. Not that it's not tough. I like the guy, not insulting.
And usually this is the part of the interview where I'd say, oh, who do you think you're going to fight next? But they just announced that Austin Vanderford, you think he's a worthy next contender?
Yeah, he's undefeated. Definitely he feels confident. So he hasn't tasted defeat yet. So I'm pretty sure he's confident. And he's going to be a tough fight. He's a wrestler, another guy. But if they take me down, it's not like they're going to hurt me. I've never been ground and pounded. Never been seriously hurt in a fight. Well, I got hurt with the Shimolenko fight, but it's not like he can take me down and do a lot of damage.
Gegard, congratulations. You just mentioned that Vanderford's another wrestler. You just fought a wrestler tonight. Do you think you made a statement to Vanderford saying, look, Salter couldn't out-wrestle me, you can't either?
Well, he's a southpaw, so is he southpaw? Is he link sword or what? Is he southpaw, Vanderford? I don't know. If he's not southpaw, it makes my life a lot easier. So I think he will have more difficulty to take me down.
I understand that. I want to bring up one of your former opponents. I know you were already asked about this week. I just want you to talk more in depth. Renato Jacare Souza was one of your rivals at one point. Just tell me, summarize his career. What do you think of him as he retires?
Well, I sent him yesterday a message, wishing him well in his retirement. He helped me out actually when I was fighting in Dream Tournament. I was facing Melvin, and then I had to face the winner. And I had difficulties weight cutting because I didn't know how to cut weight. I was cutting like 10 pounds, but that was for me a lot. I wasn't getting the rest of the 300 grams. He helped me out, and I fought him in the final. So the friendship started there. The management, he knows his management. He's a very good guy, family guy, great athlete. I just texted him, wishing him well. He's a friend. So unfortunately, yeah, that's age. Sooner or later, our time will come. Mine also. Thank you.
Hi, Gegard. Jack Kennedy from MMA Island. Congrats on the win. If you have one message to send to Austin right now, what would that be?
I now remember his name, so I had difficulties this couple weeks to remember. But Vanderford, yeah, he's gonna bring the fight to me. He's gonna try to take me down, hold me. I'm not worried about getting hurt, but it's a tough challenge. So we face him, and then I'll be ready for him. Maybe I don't know if it's possible to do boxing. We're on Showtime, right? So I have to talk to Scott about the boxing fight. Not Jake Paul. Everyone wants to fight Jake Paul, but I wouldn't mind doing a boxing fight because I want to stay busy. I'm fighting once a year. I'm wasting my years. I'm not getting younger. And Monster Energy is not sponsoring me, so I'm gonna do Ronaldo style. Put it here.
Gegard, congratulations on a great victory. Listen, you have one of the most underrated resumes in MMA history, right? You have wins again, you have fights against Fedor and everyone else. Listen, what's stopping you from claiming to be the best Bellator fighter in Bellator history?
Well, I'm gonna have to face middleweights, and they're tough opponents in the middleweight, but not well-known name, so they don't get the credit that they deserve. But it's not my fault. I'm coming, I show up, and they give me a fight.
Okay, we're going to go to the last one on Zoom here. Santiago, go ahead.
Hey Gegard, gefeliciteerd met een hele prachtige performance, vriend. Heel Nederland is trots op je. Gegard, 2 questions from my side. What did you make of Bellator saying Vanderford is the next one in line? Do you agree with that? Or do you think that if Joel Romero wins his next fight, he could slip in there before Vanderford?
I don't think they're gonna change it.
Gegard, you called fighting in Amsterdam the cherry on top for you. Can you please bring Scott Coker and Bellator to the Netherlands at the end of this year? Because this would mean a lot to you, right?
Yeah, they were coming, but you know, Corona screwed everything up.
All right, that was the last one, Gegard.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Next, we'll be joined by Austin Vanderford. Okay, we're now being joined by Austin Vanderford.
Recording in progress.
Nolan, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Austin?
What's up, Nolan?
We had our suspicions when we saw you on the broadcast that maybe they were angling for something, and we just got news that they are angling for something. So how excited are you to be next in line, man?
Okay, so when I signed it, did we think Mr. VanZant would be up here fighting for the title, 5 fights into his Bellator career? I don't think a lot of people did. I thought I got doubted a lot, but I'm here, I'm 11-0, and I'm excited to go out and test myself.
What'd you think of Gegard's performance tonight?
It went about how I thought it would. I thought John would get a takedown early, and then kind of start to fade a little bit. I thought he burned a lot of energy with that first one. Even though he made it look relatively easy right off the bat, he still burnt a lot of energy trying to stay on top. So, I thought he'd fade a little bit, but all respect to John too. He's a tough son of a bitch, and Gegard's the man.
Yeah, what do you think you could do differently? What's kind of peel back the curtain as much as you can for us?
Yeah, I think I'm a little different style than what John is. I'm more explosive. I'm faster. I'm gonna do damage on top. Although Mousasi doesn't necessarily think so. I think I've proven that in my fights in the past. And I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna make it vicious, and I'm not gonna fade in 5 rounds.
Austin, I gotta ask you. You got a big brace on your arm. How soon until you're completely healed and you can fight?
I'm like 4 weeks out. I had a little infection in there, and the doctors thought it was best to go in and get it cleaned out and make sure that we didn't do any serious damage and whatnot. So unfortunately, I'm a few weeks in the brace, but he just finished up with a fight too, so it's all gonna work out good.
I want to go back a couple years ago when I first interviewed you. You just kind of glazed over it a second ago. It was you were going on the Contender Series, and you were Paige VanZant's boyfriend at that time. Talk about the journey from being Paige VanZant's boyfriend, who didn't deserve that spot on there, only getting that spot because he's got a famous girlfriend, to now fighting for, a world championship.
One thing that's changed is I'm Paige VanZant's husband now, and I run with it, man. People doubt me, and they can continue to do that, but I feel like I've gone out there I proved it against Fabian Edwards. I'm a dog, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna hurt people.
Last thing is, he just said, we were asking about him. He said, you know, they were asking about, hey, how you feel about a match with Austin Vanderford? And he kind of brushed it off like, I don't even know this guy's name. What's your comment to that?
Hasn't that been my entire career? I'm just VanZant's husband. I'm only here because of that opportunity. So, you know, it doesn't faze me, man. He'll find out. I got all the respect in the world for Gegard too. Personally, I think he's the best middleweight in the world, and I'm excited to go out there and take that spot from him.
Hi, Austin. Jack Kennedy from MMA Island. I asked Gegard the same question. If you had a message for Gegard before your fight, what would that be?
Man, I don't know. I think he's gonna underestimate me. If he really doesn't think I can hurt him, I think he's wrong. You know, I felt like he kept his hands low with John. Like I said, I'm a faster, more explosive version. I feel like I got power in my hands too. So, you know, if he plays around, keeps his hands down, he could get hurt.
Austin, listen, you know, you're next. It's exciting. It's a new bout. You know, you're a fresh face for the title fight. You know, it's actually Austin Vanderford that got the title shot, not Mr. VanZant. So, you know, looking into that fight, you know, you were able to see Gegard go against a grappler. So are you like excited that you were able to see the futuristic matchup against Gegard?
Yeah, but I think John and I's styles are a little different. As I talked about earlier, I think I'm a more explosive. You know, I use my speed a little bit more. I set up my takedowns with my hands a little bit more as well. So I think I'm a different guy on top. John's got an awesome top game. He's great at the takedowns. We also saw that Mousasi is the same. I mean, he's got a very underrated grappling game. But I think the biggest thing was John kind of faded a little bit, and I'm just not going to do that.
All right, Austin, that's the last one. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Yep.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
We are now being joined by Bellator President Scott Coker. Nolan, go ahead.
Scott, give me your reaction to the main event tonight. Gegard Mousasi retaining his title.
I mean, I think John Salter's a tough guy, great wrestler, and I just think Gegard's experience took over. I think conditioning took over at a certain point, and he did what he had to do. I think that he's been out for a while with some inactivity, which is something that I think we're gonna pick up the speed for his next fight, try to get him in here right away. hopefully in the next few months, not a few months, but several months. But I look forward to getting him back in the cage as soon as possible, as soon as Austin's ready.
Yeah, and I was going to say that matchmaking's evident. Usually you say, oh, we got to go back and talk to the team and, spend the next couple of days discussing the options. But you guys had your mind set. What is it about Austin? How did he, earn this title shot, so to speak?
I mean, look at his performances here. I think, he's earned the right to be in that shot to get the title shot. So let's see how it goes. I mean, hopefully he's, going to be okay towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, but we're ready to put that fight together when he's ready.
This card only had 8 fights, but I feel like it pretty much delivered from top to bottom. Was there anything else that stood out to you on this card tonight?
I mean, Stotts, wow. I mean, wow. That kid is amazing. So he fought a tough, Magomedov, and to me, I think he clearly won. So I know sooner or later people are going to start talking about or whispering about the 35-pound tournament. I think it's more and more likely that we're going to head in that direction. And we got some great 135s, and maybe next year that'll be the division. But man, when you see performances like that from from Stotts, I was really, really impressed.
The co-main event, your former champion Andrei Koreshkov's back in the mix finally. You have a lot of Russian fighters that are asking to be on that card in Moscow. Are you gonna be able to fulfill all those requests?
The answer is no, because there's too many. We have too many great Russian fighters, honestly, but we'll do our best to accommodate as many as we can. And it's really important to them. And I feel that when I talk to them and the managers, and sat down with Alexei this weekend and sat down with Shlemenko, who wants to fight there as well, because he's a legend in the Bellator ranks, and he's been here a long time. Currently he's not in the contract, but when I first came on board, he was the guy, and him and Koreshkov were the 1-2 in Minakov at that time. So before I got here, they had a great Russian contingency of fighters. We've just beefed it up and took it to a whole nother level. And we'll probably announce the rest of that Russian card in the next week, and then it's going to be a fun event. It's possible. I mean, the only thing I told Lexi, just to be honest, is that the timing is tough because it's so late in the game. Like if you would have came to me 2-3 months ago. But the reason why, like for instance, like Koreshkov hasn't been here fighting, or Alexei's guys, is that it's the visa issue trying to get him into the country. So we've been able to get some of the Russian athletes here, and some we have not been able to get here. So timing, I haven't seen Alexei, and this is the first time I ran to him. So we haven't talked about Russia, but now that Russia is real, this is not going to be the last time we go to Moscow. So I said, just be patient. We'll try to do what we can, and we'll stay in touch.
Scott, congratulations on another tremendous show. Talk about the crowd for a second. We've been here with Mohegan Sun. I think it's like 20 in a row.
Yeah.
I've never heard Mohegan Sun louder, from the very first prelim all the way to the main event. Talk about the crowd for a second.
It felt great, and remind me of LA a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I mean, to have people in the building, it just feels great. And I was telling somebody earlier, I said, you forget how important the fans are until they're there. Like last week and this week, it's like you start thinking that this is you forget how this should be the way that it feels, right? This is how it should feel. Yeah. And I think that you get so into doing our events and producing it for TV and having a no audience situation like for the last 18 months. So to come back and have, this is the first time we set up a real ringside area and a real fans on the floor. To me, it's a great feeling, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. It totally added to the night. I'm glad you just mentioned the LA card. I got to ask you about AJ McKee. Obviously, a star was born that night. You've been saying you believe he's the best 145 pounder on the planet. I want to ask you, he's also #1 in your pound for pound rankings. Is he just the best fighter, period, regardless of weight class?
Yeah, I think he's earned that right. I mean, Pitbull is a legend here at Bellator and in mixed martial arts. So he was ranked pound for pound, and I take my hat off to AJ because he took care of business. And he told me a week before the fight, or maybe the week of the fight, he said, "This is going to be an easy fight, Coker." Yeah. I said, "Really?" I go, "Really?" Like he goes, "No, it's going to be an easy fight, trust me." And he was really confident and went out and he took care of business. So to me, he walks the talk, and until somebody dethrones that kid, I think he's the greatest fighter at 145 and pound for pound the best in our company.
What about the whole world? Do you think he's the best in the whole world?
I do. I mean, who's going to beat him? Yeah, I mean, you guys are reporters. You guys know all the fighters. Who's going to beat this kid? Yeah, he is that good. So, I think that when I first saw him fight years ago, I saw something in this kid, saw a lot of potential in him, and he had a little swagger, had a little, gift of gab, and could, he had that it factor, and he has developed into a big star. And you guys saw it the other night, and the way he fought Pitbull, man, was, listen, it's very rare that you see such a dominant performance in such a big fight like that, right? So, it was his night.
And my last question, we're talking about, grabbing a star right at the beginning, like you did to AJ, and building my way through. I got to ask you, yesterday you tweeted out to reigning NCAA champion, Gable Stevens, now Olympic gold medalist Gable Stevenson. Any chance, are you flirting with him, or is this you really could pursue him?
Well, I can tell you this, that we've already been in touch with his management. I do know that he has a couple years left of school, wants to go back and wrestle. So there's dialogue going on. But I think he really wants to wrestle right now. But if he wants to come to MMA, we'd love to have him here. I think nobody builds athletes from, like, say, the wrestling or build them from ground up the way that we do. I think we're the best at it, and I think we'd be a great home for him.
There was a lot of disappointment that we didn't get the Legends versus Legends fight with Fedor, but, JDS, Overeem are still available. Is there still a possibility they could come to Bellator, or is that unlikely at this point?
I mean, you know what, to me, we have so many fighters under contract. If there's a necessity for it, like if Fedor would have said, I want to fight this guy or that guy, then we would have probably put it together. But, Fedor wanted to fight Tim. And this was, like I said in a couple of interviews, I said, this is something that he decided, I think in his mind, when Modalski fought here and Tim fought Modalski. And he came to me and he said, look, I want to fight Tim if he beats Modalski. And I want to fight for the interim belt against Tim. So in his mind, I think he planted the seed there. And you can't blame him. I mean, Tim's ranked number 2 or 3 in Bellator. And so, he wants to test himself and continue to, fight the top guys. So that's something that's going to be up to him. The other guys, listen, they've all had great runs. A lot of these guys are legends. And if we, decide to have a fight or two, it might happen, but we'll see how it goes.
A lot of people were disappointed when Yoel Romero, didn't get his debut for the Grand Prix. Now, he didn't clear medicals. He cleared them now. Could you give any details on why he was able to clear them now? What changed, or is just kind of just one state's medical testing to another was the difference? Yeah,
I mean, that's something I think you'll have to ask him and his management, because that's really between them and the athletic commission. So, but I've heard that he's cleared, and obviously we wouldn't have booked him if he wasn't. So he's good to go. We have a great fight in San Jose, which I'm really excited about because, San Jose is such a great fight town. We've had such great events there in the past with Strikeforce and with Bellator. It's going to be, I think it's been 2 years since we've been back, so I'm really excited about that fight. And Yoel and Phil is going to be a great matchup. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, Scott, congratulations on a great run and a great cap off to Mohegan's son. Listen, I got a 2-part question. Jake Hager's been asking for a fight, and he's got the AEW, everything rolling. Mm-hmm. When are we going to see him fight next? And my second part is Charlie Campbell, amazing performance last time. Are we going to see more of him?
Yeah, with Jake, really, it's up to him. We've been working around his wrestling schedule because, he's been doing such a great job at the wrestling company. And so I think that, when last time I reached out to my guys to reach out to him, I think he said at the end of the year, unless the Fedor fight was available. And if the Fedor fight was available, he would love to fight Fedor in Moscow. I think that would have been a crazy promotion, and I don't know how, great of a fight it would be, but it would be a great promotion. But, one thing when you deal with heavyweights, man, you never know, because one punch, that's all it takes, whether, the guy's ranked 1 through 10 or not ranked, or he's just a big guy or pro wrestler. I mean, Jake's got skills, but it would have been interesting. But Fedor just said, look, I want to fight the top ranked guy, and that's the direction I want to head. So.
Just a quick update on the Charlie Campbell situation.
Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with that, so I'll have to get back to you.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for the time today. I saw that the UFC parted ways with Kai Kamaka. You know, he's a familiar face. He's fought for Bellator. Are you interested at all in re-signing him?
Yeah, I think my guys are talking to Brian and see if they can put something together. I'm not sure, but you know, that's something that we'll know in the next week or two.
And with Stotts versus Pettis under horizon, do you think we might see Bellator in Milwaukee?
You know, that's a possibility. We definitely had that conversation to come do a fight in Milwaukee with the venue there. That's a possibility, but we'll see.
All right, Scott, that was the last one.
Thanks.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
Recording stopped.